Hello, I'm Dr. Greg Dokka. I'm the chiropractor at Clearwater Spine and Rehabilitation. Seems like every day I get a question about stretching. Why should I stretch and how should I stretch? So I want to address those two questions. First off, the why. As we age, we start to lose flexibility and range of motion. If you look at the Olympic gymnasts, you'll see that they're all very young, very flexible, and then obviously as they get older, they kind of ease out of that particular career, losing that flexibility. So you want to have a daily regimen of stretching to maintain your flexibility and your range of motion. I'll give you a quick example. When you are fairly young and have good range of motion, when you turn your head, you should be able to get your chin pretty much almost over to your shoulder. Okay? I see a lot of patients that come in their early 40s, mid 40s. When they turn, it's, that's about it. I'm stopping right here, halfway. Okay, so the why should you stretch? Maintain that range of motion, keep yourself youthful and flexible. Okay? The other primary thing about stretching is it minimizes your chances of getting injured when you're out doing active types of behaviors, especially if you are a sports enthusiast. I like to golf, and often I'll be out on the driving range or about to go play with some guys, and they'll say, hey, hang on, let me get a few swings to warm up. Well, you never want to swing to warm up. You want to warm up to swing. Okay? So do your warm-ups before you even get the golf club in your hand. It's a very common thing. People come in and see me, oh yeah, I took a swing and oh, my back. Okay, probably could have eliminated that possibility with a little bit of a warm-up or a stretch beforehand. So you always want to stretch before you engage in any kind of physical activities. Even something simple like, sweeping the driveway. You can hurt yourself if you've been sitting around all day long, then you get up and you decide, hey, I want to go rake the yard or sweep the driveway or whatever it is, you've got to do around the house. So stretch before any physical activity, whether it's minor or major. All right, so the how do I stretch? This is going to be very basic. Some of the stuff, is going to be, oh, okay, yeah, I already knew that, but let's run through it anyway. First off, there are a couple of things you never do. Never bounce through the stretch. What I'm talking about is this. Say you're going to start with touching your toes. You want to get down to about here. Never do this routine right here. Okay, and I see this a lot, especially at gyms and out on sporting fields, people doing this bounce stretch. And the reason you don't want to do this is your muscles aren't ready for that kind of performance. You can actually injure yourself by trying to bounce through the stretch. So proper stretch would be this. And we'll start with the touch the toes. Feet about shoulder length apart, okay? Slowly, and remember, you always work slow through the stretch and always pain-free. If you get to the point where it's starting to get uncomfortable, that's far enough. It should feel pleasant as you go through the stretch. So we go down slowly, keeping the legs relatively straight. A little bit of bend in the knee is okay. Get all the way to the point where you start to feel some resistance and stop. Okay, hold that position for a slow count of about 10, maybe 15, and then get just a little more. And then hold that. What you're doing is you're allowing those muscle fibers to get to the maximum range of their ability to move, allowing that to get comfortable, and then just a little bit more to improve that range of motion. Okay? So, legs apart, shoulder length, down to about here. That's a great low back of the leg stretch. Then spread the legs just a bit, back down to the middle again. Okay? Remember, we're going to do a slow count of 10 to 12 each time we're in between these. Then over to the left leg, again, hold 10 to 12. Over to the right leg, hold 10 to 12, okay? Back up, arms out like this, a good full rotation. All the way around, a good full rotation, okay? Arms back out to the side, over to the side this way, over to the side this way. Now what you've done for low back, arms also get involved when you do it this way, is you've stretched all the large muscle groups and gone through all the ranges of motion. Range of motion being flexion this way, flexion lateral, and rotation. And then the last one is, don't forget, you can put your arms behind you and just kind of lean back like this. Okay? Little reach behind you as you do it, and then you're stretching all the core muscles through here as well. Okay, so you've gotten a really good basic stretch throughout your entire low back. You've gotten your arms involved when you get the arms out like this. And you covered a lot of muscle groups just in that basic warm-up. The one that gets missed the most is the neck. So we want to go through those basic ranges of motion as well. You've got flexion forward, extension backwards. You've got lateral flexion side to side, and rotation. Okay? You want to, again, that slow 10 count, each one of those range of motion. Go all the way to the side, Slow 10 count, and then just that little more, okay? Each range of motion you want to perform that way. And then the last little stretch that's really great for the neck is what I call the face clock. If there was a clock around my head, 12 o'clock's here, 6 o'clock's here, okay? You go all the way around, like use your nose as a pointer. So you go to 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around the clock. Go clockwise once and counterclockwise once. Do that a couple of times. This is a great stretch for the neck. All right, so that's kind of the stretching 101. Very basic, very simple, yet so many people don't do this. You should be doing this 2-3 times a day. Maintain that flexibility. It may not be the fabled fountain of youth that Ponce de Leon was looking for, but it will keep you feeling young and keep that range of motion really good throughout your aging years. All right?